Hey there, Rigel here. This week we are going to practice sensory-based object writing and destination writing. And this is something that I learned from a Berklee online course, and it's like foundational. I think pretty much everyone has to learn this when they take classes at Berklee, songwriting classes. And I think the reason why sensory writing is so important is it invites the listener into the song. And I'm going to include a couple links because Andrea Stolpe and Pat Pattison talk about this in a way that's really compelling, but I'll kind of tell you my own experience with this. So I took a creative writing course several years ago at a local community college, and I remember the teacher drilling into us, show, don't tell. And what that means is basically, instead of telling a person about something that made me proud, create a scene that allows them to feel that pride in themselves. What I'm doing is, instead of giving them the feeling and saying, this is basically what you have to feel, I'm inviting them and trusting them to find their own feelings. And then I believe that when I make that first movement of trust, they will then trust me and believe what I have to say. This is a theory, but I think that's part of why sensory writing is so important in songwriting. And so you can use it, like if you get stuck on a second verse, or you're just like, what am I writing about? You can just go right into the scene and start using this sensory-based writing. So what I do is there's basically 7 senses. You have sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. Those are the 5 big ones. And then they also add, like, what am I feeling inside my body? Like a pang in my stomach, and motion. What's happening to my body. What I do is I actually take these 7 words and I copy and paste them at the top of my either Word document, or I'll write them at the top of my journal so that I can always come back to them, because this is different than journaling. Journaling is talking about, like, how I'm feeling about something, if I'm proud about something, if I'm having a really bad day. It's a lot of internal dialogue and wondering and reflection, which is all great, but this is specifically not that. So when you're doing this exercise, it's going to be timed. When you do this timed exercise and you find yourself slipping into journaling mode, look back at the top of your page at those sensory items and get back to the senses. It's a little bit difficult at first, but you'll get the hang of it after a while. So we're going to start off. I want to do 10-minute timed sessions at the beginning of the week, and then at the end of the week, you can try out doing like a 5-minute and a 2.5-minute, 2 objects. You'll get faster at it, and that can be a good way to launch your brain into sensory mode. It's a great way to start your day, honestly. Just get into your senses. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and set my timer. I'm going to do sidewalk. So I'm going to first write down taste, touch, sight, sound, smell, body, motion. Okay. And so when you get stuck, just move on to a different sense. What does this object smell like? And it can get a little metaphysical or out there. Okay, so here we go. 10 minutes starting now. my object was sidewalk, and I set the timer for 10 minutes. I wrote taste, touch, sight, sound, smell, body, motion at the top of my page, and I'll just read you what I have. The sidewalk tastes like glazing from donuts. It is smooth and polished, dirty gray with a pink piece of gum squashed like the signet ring shoe grip. It sounds like patter-patter of children's tennis shoes and clicking stilettos. It smells like old snowbanks collecting flecks of dirt carried from the forest outside the city. Pounding footsteps reverberate. I reach down and touch the crack between the curb and the walking surface. A smoldering cigarette butt stings the tip of my finger and sizzles my flesh. I stomp the unforgiving concrete in reflex, the smell of chicken forgotten on the grill. A bus winds past and the blast of air pushes me down. I stumble to catch myself. So, there isn't a whole lot of reflection or inner dialogue happening here. This is just what I'm seeing, tasting, touching, hearing, smelling, and feeling in my body. Then you can go through here and underline, bold any interesting words or phrases. I'll just do that real quick. So you can post your whole object right in the main feed. You can either take a photo of it or just copy paste or read it out loud and post that. All of that is welcome. All right.